Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today, instead of just 2 videos, you're going to get 3 videos from me. I did a pre-recorded video with Blake Skadron from iTrustCapital, and he did a slideshow and presents to you exactly how that company works and how it works to either create an IRA to invest in digital assets through his company or to roll your current 401k into an IRA there. And he lays it all out with slides and everything. I thought it would be an interesting thing to show you all. That video will be going live at 12 o'clock Eastern time today, probably around the time that this one goes. So if that's something that you're interested in looking at, go check it out. Okay, let's start off by looking at the market here. The market is at 258 billion. XRP is dancing right around that 25-cent mark. XRP is right at the point where I'm trying to decide if I want to pull the trigger. I had a little bit of cash laying around and was trying to decide if I have crossed the limit of where I want to buy. 25 cents I guess 25 cents in the scheme of things is still so cheap. So I'll probably just go ahead and pull the trigger. But I just wanted to show you what the market looked like this morning. Now, Grayscale had put this out. $68 trillion will be transferred from older generations to younger generations over the next 25 years. It's time to pay attention to the behaviors of the next generation of investors. And they've got a link here, and apparently there's like a report. I think I've shown you this before from Sorelli Associates, the Great Wealth Transfer. But it says here, Sorelli Associates projects that nearly 45 million U.S. households will transfer a total of $68.4 trillion in wealth to heirs and charity over the course of the next 25 years. That's a pretty fascinating number when you think about it. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, X Lighting the Way at X Lighting the Way sent me this. So these guys at Solargenic are on the move, and it looks like they have got some interesting things coming up. First of all, they just released their Solo and XRP wallet apps. I think it's one app on the Apple Store and on the Google Play Store, so you can go and download those now. And it does hold XRP on those wallets. Now, they're also, it looks like they're doing like some videos and putting these things out. Here's another official teaser of Solo 101 series. Get to meet the Solo core team and understand their visions. Watch Solo 101 to find out what you can build on the XRP ledger. Video releases February 2020. Well, here's a video they just put out.
So I'm the head of marketing for Solargenic. So for me, I have to deal with the team on public relations, brand awareness, social media, just spreading the word everywhere globally all about Solargenic. If you need to know more, visit solargenic.com. So exciting news, Solargenic is going international. We'll be making our first stop in Hong Kong in March. We'll be in Tokyo in April, and then we'll be in New York City in May. So make sure you come and see us. Go Solo.
Really like what these guys are doing. I wanted to show you. I think I've shown this before, but they're about to do their public sale, so I wanted to go through it and show it to you. This is if you want to check out their website, it lays everything out perfectly. Solargenic.com. That's SOLOGENIC.com. This is the Coinomics section. They're going to be selling these Solo tokens publicly here shortly. And what they're doing is they've built this on the Solo token. This is built on the XRP ledger. You'll be able to buy these Solo tokens, and then you'll be able to buy tokenized assets. The ones they've mentioned that I know of, Tesla stock, Apple stock. I think they've got some stable coins and some other things there. But here's it's interesting to know the numbers. The max supply is going to be 400 million Solo tokens. When it comes out, it's going to come out at 25 cents, is my understanding. You'll be able to get it on Coinfield, on coinfield.com on that exchange. They also have a burn commitment. So that it says 100% of the transaction fees generated through transfers and decentralized trading will be burned instantly by being sent to the gateway's issuing address, black hole. The system practices this deflationary mechanism to bring down the total supply of Solo coins, which in turn makes remaining Solo coins more valuable. This practice makes an equilibrium that in the long term makes it impossible for the Solo coins to deplete due to higher valuation of coins and lower supply. The token sale, they already did this pre-sale, but this is what they're about to do. Public sale and IEO launch. Start dates on February 18th, 2020. End date February 25th, 2020. Initial IEO price, I believe, is that 25 cents. Proportion 10% of total supply. Is going to be available in 192 countries. I think that you will not be able to buy these in Canada or in the United States. And they've got a sign up here so that you'll be emailed with what to do when that date approaches. I just wanted to make you aware of that. All right, and then there's this from Squatbox. This is kind of creepy. Listen to what Mohammed El-Arian says about the coronavirus.
Coronavirus should snap investors out of the buy the dip mentality. I guess, Mohammed, that suggests that you think things are going to get worse before we get any sort of control on this situation.
I do, Becky, and this is different from what I've thought for a long time. For a long time, I thought that the market sentiment was so strong that we could overcome a mounting list of economic uncertainty. But the coronavirus is different. It is big. It's going to paralyze China. It's going to cascade throughout the global economy. And importantly, it cannot be counted, as Michelle just noted, by central bank policies. So I think we should pay more attention to this, and we should try and resist our inclination to buy the dip.
So you can see what they're talking about right now. It's kind of scary. All right, at X Lighting the Way, who is busy this morning. This is the second thing he sent me. This is from Emmy Yoshikawa. She's one of the people that works at Ripple. Let me see what her title exactly was. Global Operations and Partnership. I actually met her at Swell. She was a very, what's the word? Is it meek? Very quiet, soft-spoken lady, very nice lady. But she actually came over to my table and shook my hand. It was nice to get to meet her. Well, anyway, she tweeted this out. At Harvard, this is Harvard Business School, at their tech conference today, I discussed how Ripple is upgrading today's global payments infrastructure by leveraging blockchain. The panel discussed how the needs of consumers and SMEs are rapidly changing and shifting the industry dynamics. Thank you for having me. And this is the tweet that she's showing here. Standing room only for the future of tech. Coinbase, Plaid, Ripple, Square. Those are some of the people there. Wonder why Ripple is important enough for Harvard to be featuring it like that. And then from Coining 203, Representative Darren Soto has done it again. Take a look. HR 5635, Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act of 2020. And this is the link that he's got this to. It's apparently Darren Soto is one of the guys heading this up. Now, Ripple tweeted this out today. Where does blockchain for payments fall on the adoption bell curve? This is from Salient Research dives. I think that's how you say that. Salient Research dives into the research in their latest blog post. Now, this is the blog post right here. And I wanted to show you this curve. It's called the adoption chasm. Okay. This is where this thing is pointing that adoption is. Well, if that's the case, then I guess 2017's bull run's back in here. Now, I believe that when all of this takes off and you start experiencing this, it will make 2017 look like a laughable joke. But I wanted to read this part here to you. These early adopters are deploying blockchain incrementally, beginning with the strongest use case. For example, in remittances, they typically begin with one or two corridors, which is what's going on now, in which they have faced challenges such as pre-funding. Based on performance results, they extend to additional corridors and use cases. Early indicators show that SME payment services are rising use case. 2020 is a critical year for blockchain and payments adoption. If the majority of the 27% of respondents stating that they are nearing production move into production, adoption will have clearly hit the mainstream tipping point. Looks exciting to me, folks. All right, and then there was this. This is kind of in line with that, and I think Ben Lawsky here. This is from Stuart Xrv. I think Ben Lawsky here is talking probably specifically about the United States and how he thinks that all these institutions are just waiting to get in, but they want the regulatory clarity.
Institutions that are just, in my opinion, chomping at the bit to dive into all this, but they need to understand what the regulatory framework is for them. It's too much risk on the one hand, to really dive in until they hear from the regulators. These are the rules of the game, and I think in New York, the proof is in the pudding. We've seen big institutions diving in because they know what the rules are because of the bit license, and because they know the companies that have the bit license can be trusted. They have a regulator that comes in and watches over periodically what they do. So I think, one, we'll see more regulatory clarity. I think that comes in the next 1 to 2 years, hopefully one. And then second, I think the level at where we're regulating is probably going to rise. I remember being in an elevator sometime in late 2015. A gentleman who I'll politely say was probably of the libertarian streak, shall we say. And he got in my face a little bit in the elevator after a speech I'd given and said, "Who the hell are you? Who the heck are you? New York regulator to be regulating the world's digital assets." And first of all, I was just happy he hadn't taken a swing at me. And he's a pretty big guy. And I said, "Look, you're right." I said, it should be regulated at some point at a higher level. It's global, it's borderless. But until somebody does, you're stuck with me. And he sort of backed off, and I still sort of feel that way. And I think over time, you will see global regulators, and we're already seeing interest from global regulators who are thinking about this. I think Libra has definitely had a lot of different effects, and people have many opinions about Libra. But one thing it's done is gotten the attention of global regulators in this space. And I think ultimately you will see regulation become more clear and then also rise to a higher level.
So that's a pretty interesting dialogue right there. So you can kind of see that combined with this, you can kind of see that we're coming to a point here where things are about to get pretty interesting. Okay, yesterday, for those of you that don't know, yesterday Kraken came out with this about the Trezor hard wallet. It took Kraken Security Labs just 15 minutes to hack both of Trezor crypto hard wallets. Here's how we did it and what it means for your user. And they've got a link to this article. Well, the Ledger Nano S people, they put this out just to reassure you. Ledger hard wallets are not affected by the Trezor vulnerability disclosed by Kraken due to having a secure element chip. I would imagine that the people at Trezor right now are pretty upset. Okay, and then also from Ledger, they sent this out. More resilient than love. You need something you can trust, something that will last. This Valentine's Day, get the perfect treat for yourself to secure and manage your crypto. Buy a Ledger Nano X and get a free Nano S. Get your Valentine's pack. Now, I have a link in the description of all my videos where you can go and get this right now. So it's in the description of every video I do, right below the video. So go check it out. Now, this is something, if you are like me, you are hoping that XRP is going to be a pretty big life changer for you financially. This is one of the coolest Twitter threads that I have seen. It's a good place to go and just do a little bit of dreaming. So I wanted to show you a couple of videos I saw on this today. Here's one. This is a boat. I want one of these boats with a joystick. awesome is that? So, Mr. B, if you're listening to me, when I get on your yacht, I would love to be able to sit in the captain's chair on your yacht, since I'm not going to be buying a boat or a plane. I'm going to lease a room on your yacht, remember? And so if you're listening to me, please, when you get your yacht that you said you do want to have, can you get one with a joystick? Because I would love to get there and just run the joystick and drive your boat around for a little while. But on this thread, this is such a cool follow right here. It's at Billionaires, but it's got all of these cool things, just all kinds of little things that I guess the wealthy have and do that you can look at and maybe dream about a little bit. Look at this. This is a tire that's like being pieced together. And then this I thought was interesting. It says, what would you take? The gold. It looks like it's $1 million of cash, then gold, and then on the top they have diamonds. I would take the gold in that scenario. And then let's see what else, if there was another cool one I saw. I'll tell you one that made me immediately want to go to Switzerland. Look at this. This is just a video of where is it in Switzerland? Grindelwald, Switzerland. Now that I want to go there and just stare at that mountain for a little while. How beautiful is that? And finally, I want to end with a quote from Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You and only you are responsible for your life choices and decisions. I tell my sons that all the time. I am the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and families that you and only you are responsible for your life choices and decisions. That's the fact, Jack. Thank you for listening.